Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Back in early April, the Tigers pounded the Indians into submission, scoring 25 runs in a 3-game sweep and outscoring the Tribe 25-15. The hope is the Hot Bats return tonight as we welcome into Comerica Park. Game 1 of this 3-game series featuring the Cleveland Indians and your Detroit Tigers. And here at the ballpark this evening, the Negro League celebration begins. The passing of the bat ceremony, attended as well by our own Rod Allen. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, glad to have you with us here tonight. The Tribe coming to town, and since my partner is on the field, we'll check in with him right now on the field. Rod Allen, we bring you in, and the Indians are coming to town, Rod, after the Tigers spanked them pretty good in Cleveland. They might have some motivation in this series.
Well, there's no doubt that they've got a little motivation, partner. They did not play well when the Tigers were down there about a week ago, and the Tigers actually didn't play all that well against the Yankees. So the Tigers, they have some motivation to win. They've lost 3 consecutive games.
All right, how about Shane Green? He'll take them out tonight for the Tigers, and really, in his first 3 starts, you could not ask for anything more from Shane.
Lights out. I told you that I loved him when he pitched against the Tigers last year. Of all the rookies that I saw in 2014, none impressed me as much as the long, lanky Shane Green. He's got a fastball that's moving all over the strike zone. He'll climb the ladder with a 4-seam fastball about 95. And then when he gets you looking at the bottom of the zone with the sinker balls and the cutters, then he breaks out a few changeups. Only 10% changeups thrown so far this year by Shane Green. He'll need to throw a lot more changeups today against this left-handed lineup that Terry Francona of the Indians has ran out the Tigers.
All right, buddy, hustle up here. We got a game to do here tonight.
Be there.
All right, the Tigers and Indians coming up after a short break. We'll send you back to the Coliseum Studios, check in with Johnny Kane. Well, how about Miguel Cabrera in that series back in April? 11 hits against the Tribe. He pounds Cleveland pitching. Tigers, Indians, game 1 next. Back here at Comerica Park, Tigers and Indians tonight, game one of the series. Shane Green presented tonight by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Shane Green off to an outstanding start with his new squad. He checks in with 3 wins, no losses. The ERA is outstanding, and the opponents are hitting only 160 against Shane Green.
And he will face an Indians team tonight that has been challenged without question offensively to start this year. Leave Michael Bourne to start things off for the Cleveland Indians. We are ready for a 3-game series, and the first pitch tonight is a strike called on Michael Bourne. Will be followed by Kipnis and then Brantley. The Indians check in this evening at 5-9 after having lost 2 out of 3 against the Chicago White Sox. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball back to the mound. Green will handle this one, and 1 up, 1 down. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Indians, presented tonight by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. It'll feature Bourne, Kipnis, and Brantley at the top. Santana at first base. Brandon Moss is in right field tonight, followed by Murphy. Chisenhall, Perez, and Ramirez rounded out. Brandon Moss having a rocky start to this year. Here is Jason Kipnis, the Indians' second baseman. Up and down their lineup tonight. The batting average is extremely low. Kipnis no different, batting just .224 this season. As a matter of fact, their highest batting average in the starting lineup tonight is just .231.
That's odd, because the majority of the pitchers that they see on a nightly basis all pitch right-handed. So to have so many left-handers in your lineup struggling at this early in the season is not good for Terry Francona and the Indians.
That's a good point. The Indians, while they're getting some decent starts from their starters, a lot of strikeouts, they just haven't scored any runs. There's a ball inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kipnis.
That's a good pitch there by Green, making Kipnis move his feet on the 0-2 pitch. He's going to need his changeup today. Terry Francona, for the most part, has ran a lot of left-handers tonight at Shane Green.
1-2 is a tapper again, back to the mound, this time knocked down by Shane. There are 2 gone.
This pitch is going to be key for him today. That's a changeup. You can see the action on it that tails away from Kipnis, and he gets another ground ball right back to him. Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense presented by Beaumont Health System. It's the same way they line up on most nights. Cespedes, Ghost, J.D. Martinez, Iglesias and Kinsler up the middle, Castellanos and Miggy on the corners, and Alex Avila back behind the plate again tonight.
So here is Michael Brantley, who's been battling a sore lower back. He is back in their lineup and batting .226 to start the year. And Green works at home. It's a strike call, 0-1. Brantley currently on their road trip with 6 hits, 3 RBIs. 2 out, nobody on. The Indians batting in the first inning. Green ready with the 0-1. Ripped back up the middle, and just as he normally does, Brantley hits. Tigers pitching well.
He's got a sweet swing. He does not have a lot of moving parts. Therefore, it's very difficult to fool Michael Brantley, who had an outstanding year last year.
Doesn't seem to matter who's on the mound for the Tigers. This guy just hits.
Right-hander or left-hander, you saw there was not a whole lot of movement as far as the body's concerned before he decided to swing the bat.
So with 2 outs and a runner at first, here is Santana. They'll play the shift on against Santana. Castellanos out there in short right field. And he looks at ball 1 inside. Santana right now at .216. He's one of their major power sources, has 3 home runs so far in the campaign.
Michael Brantley on first base has speed, but you wonder how much he's running these days with the tender back that he's been battling.
He will draw a throw. Brantley has not stolen a base this year, nor has he attempted. Tigers sweeping the Indians back in early April in Cleveland, trying to get back to their winning ways after dropping 3 out of 4 to the Yankees. Here's the 1-0. Santana looks at ball 2 outside.
Well, here's a pitch right here. If you have any confidence whatsoever in your changeup, here's where you probably should throw it to the dangerous Santana. He's got a lot of pop in his bat. He's already homered 3 times.
Alex Avila running through the signals tonight. Here's the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Tried to hit the outside corner with a fastball, couldn't do it. Brandon Moss waiting on deck.
And Santana walks a lot. He's got a pretty good eye at the plate.
And he looks at ball 4, so he will draw a walk. And after 2 quick outs, we have a single and a base on balls. Well, it's much nicer here at the ballpark tonight than it has been the last couple of days. Our field conditions are presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. We'll take 50 degrees right now.
Sure will. I was down in the Tigers clubhouse. I did the open on the field before the game. They've got a couple of heaters down there, and, man, it makes a big difference to have that heat down there.
Cool and clear, the forecast for tonight as Brandon Moss settles in. And Moss strokes one to left center field. That ball is going to get down. It's going to find the gap. This will probably score 2 runs. Moss is on his way to second. He'll pull in there, and it's a 2-out, 2-base hit to make it 2-0 Cleveland.
Brandon Moss just likes hitting in this ballpark. Before that double and the 2 RBIs, his batting average was .447 here at Comerica Park with 5 home runs and now 17 runs driven in. He sees the baseball very well in this yard.
And on one swing of the bat, Green gives up as many runs as he had in his previous 3 starts. 2-0, the Indians on top.
Tigers fell behind the Yankees in those last 3 games of that series early.
David Murphy looks at a strike. It seemed like it was going to be a very easy inning for Green, a couple of comebackers to start the game. And Brantley singles, Santana walks, and Moss cashing them both in. Here's the 0-1. Check swing, he went around. 0-2 on David Murphy. .231 batting average, the highest of the current starting 9 today for the Tribe. 1 homer, 1 RBI. Here's the 0-2. Lifted back out of play. Waiting on deck is Lonnie Chisenhall. Green came into this ball game leading the league in ERA. He was also 5th in opponent's batting average at just .160 this year. Here's the 0-2. Pulled foul. 0-2, the count stays on Murphy. Former Texas Rangers, 7 years with the Rangers before joining the Indians last year. And he takes low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, fans not even able to settle into their seats tonight. The Indians have gone on top 2-0. Now Green ready with the 1-2 pitch. Little chopper back up the middle. Here comes Iglesias. Murphy is out, and so are the Indians. They get 2 runs though on 2 hits. Here come the Tigers. Here's the starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And for Detroit, it'll be Ghost, Kinsler, and Cabrera at the top. And we remember that series that Miggy had back in early April at Cleveland. Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Yoenis Cespedes. You've got Avila, Castellanos, and Iglesias. Your bottom three tonight, and they're facing the right-handed offerings of Danny Salazar.
And Tigers need to get ready to hit the fastball because Salazar, well, he's got a big arm. His fastball goes anywhere from 95 all the way up to 99. He also has a split changeup that you really can't tell whether it's a slider or it's a splitter. That's the kind of action that he gets on that particular pitch.
So the young right-hander ready to go to work. 25 years of age is Salazar, a native of the Dominican Republic. Anthony Ghost leads it off and fouls it straight back. 94 on that first fastball from Salazar.
Salazar basically lost his job in spring training. He was scheduled to be their number 5 starter, but he had an earned run average over 8 in the Cactus League, and they had to send him down to the minors to start the season.
You look at his skill set and his talent, and you figure he's going to be a really good starter for years to come. But, boy, he gave up 13 runs in 11 spring innings.
Yeah, 13 of his last 16 starts. However, last year, to end the 2014 season, he gave up 3 earned runs or less. So he can be tough.
Salazar facing Ghost here. Anthony off to a nice start. Batting .350, checking in tonight with 1 home run. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
He'll do a lot of that today. 95 and above. Tim Hortons will sponsor the starting defense for the Cleveland Indians here tonight. In the outfield is Brantley, Bourne, and Moss. Ramirez, Kipnis up the middle. Chisenhall at third. Santana at first. And Perez is the catcher. Yan Gomes, their starting catcher to begin the year, ended up on the disabled list.
So here is Kinsler now with 1 out. He in batting .262, has not homered yet this year. And Salazar missing outside again with a fastball. 1-0. Ian trying to get going again. He went through a little bit of a mini slump and had a couple of 2-hit games, but he is 0 for his last 14. 1 ball, 1 strike.
One thing regarding Salazar this evening, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to get a fastball if he's falling behind you. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. He is going to give you a fastball, and it's going to be a firm fastball.
Here's the 1-1. A little bit outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's a nice job there by Ian of laying off that fastball that's right around the belt buckle. And he struck Ghost out on that fastball up, and he'll use it to his advantage if the Tigers swing at it tonight.
2-2. So the fastballs from Salazar have gone from 94 to 97 early in this game. He stands 6 feet, 195 out of Santo Domingo.
He threw a couple of pitches in his first start of the year against the Minnesota Twins. They got up to 98, 99. He had 10 strikeouts in that game.
3-2. Tigers come in tonight with a record of 11-5. They are in second place now in the American League Central Division. And he lost him, ball 4. 1 out walk for Kinsler. Which brings us to our T-Mobile game changer tonight as Miguel Cabrera comes strolling into the plate. Here are the highest averages versus any opponent since 2012. Cabrera against the Indians at .384. Brantley and Victor Martinez also on that list.
Miggy had a series in Cleveland where he went 11 for 14 in a 3-game series. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go 11 for 14.
I know I haven't. What a series it was for Cabrera. He looks at a strike 0-1.
Miggy was so hot in the series that Terry Francona, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, in Miggy's final at bat, the Tigers were ahead by 4 runs, and first base was occupied in the 8th inning, and he intentionally walked Miggy with 2 outs. Something you don't see every day.
And now, and you talk about being locked in, he certainly was that entire series. Here are the numbers. He hit a couple of homers, knocked in 6.
I think Miguel might be the next player that a manager in the American League walks with the bases loaded.
Here's the 0-1. Fouled back out of play 0-2.
I once saw Buck Showalter do that to Barry Bonds. The Diamondbacks were winning by a couple of runs in the 9th inning, and they walked in one run, not to face Bonds.
Kind of minimize the damage there.
Well, they did get that one run, and that was it.
Victor waiting on deck. 0-2 on Miguel Cabrera. And Kinsler is chased back. Miggy so far in the homestand with a total of 6 hits.
The Yankees kind of slowed Miggy down. He usually wears the Yankees out, but they pitched well against the Tigers in that 4-game series.
Ball high, 1-2. The Yankees had some pretty good starting pitching, but I think you and I both, Rod, were more impressed with the guys who were trotting out of the bullpen.
Yeah, it appears that if they have leads going into the 6th inning, the Yankees are going to be able to hold on to the majority of those leads with the guys that they have at the back end of their bullpen.
1-2 on Cabrera. 10 RBIs this year for the Tigers. Here's the 1-2. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Miggy.
Last 2 fastballs, Salazar has simply overthrown, trying to blow Miggy away with 97-mile-per-hour fastballs.
That first start back against the Minnesota Twins. Salazar going 6 innings, 2 runs with the 10 strikeouts. And it starts like that the Indians obviously wanted to see him become more familiar with and more consistent with. Another throw as Kinsler is chased back. But if they do get Salazar harnessed and he becomes what they feel he can be, this is going to be part of a really good rotation that the Indians are working with here. Kluber and Bauer and Carrasco. Lifted in the air towards shallow right field. Moss coming hard. It's going to drop. Base hit. Kinsler read it nicely. He's going to third, and he's in there safely.
Outstanding base running by Ian Kinsler, knowing exactly where the right fielder Brandon Moss was playing. And when the ball goes up in the air, he knows beyond a shadow of a doubt Moss has no shot at catching it. Good base running instincts here by Ian Kinsler.
And he needed every bit of that start to get to third base. He slides in safely. So the Tigers now have the tying runs on. That'll bring out Victor Martinez, who was batting .231. Martinez only 3 hits on this homestand, and right now trying to break an 0-for-10 slump, which is something that we haven't seen very often for Martinez. Oh, and Victor is hit by the pitch, and that's going to load the bases. Martinez took it on the right arm. A fastball from Salazar at 94 drilled him. Where did he help him?
Nowhere for Victor to go.
Well, he's going to go to first base, and that's going to load him up now for J.D. Martinez with still only 1 out. And J.D. coming off a really good series against the Yankees. He was 6 for 14.
Had 2 doubles yesterday.
Average at a healthy 281 now. Indians for the time being lead 2-0. JD swings and misses.
JD swung at that fastball almost like he was looking for something else.
A couple of grand slams for Martinez. 293 career with the bases full. Tigers have Kinsler at third. They've got Miguel at second base and Victor Martinez at first. Here's the 0-1. Strike called on the outer edge. Another fastball from Salazar.
He has thrown a total of 18 pitches, and the majority of those have been fastballs 95 and above. He has not really used his off-speed pitches yet. As a matter of fact, 15 of the 18 have been fastballs.
Fouled back out of play as Martinez stays alive, and yet another heater from Salazar.
I remember Salazar had a start against us. It may have been last year or 2 years ago, and he was throwing 97, 98. He said no way he could continue to do this.
And he did.
The whole game. And in the 8th inning, he was still throwing 97, 98.
He sure was. It was something to behold. Again, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
No shot there from JD.
97 on the black. Second strikeout for Danny Salazar.
Four-seam fastball at 97 hit the glove of the catcher Perez.
So with 2 outs, here is Yoenis Cespedes. 20 already for Salazar, 12 of which have been strikes. And most of them high octane. Cespedes looks at ball 1. Well, he really has almost been all exclusively fastballs here. 4 for 4 this year with the bases loaded. Cespedes does his best work literally at .519 with the bases loaded career. Here's the 1-0. Drilled high in the air to center field. Ball hit well. Bourne going back. Track. Wall to make the catch. Man, Cespedes hit that thing a ton. 400-foot flyout. And the Tigers will leave him loaded. All Cespedes can do is wonder. Still 2-0 Indians. Now at the ballpark. A couple of runs on a couple of hits for the Indians in the first. The Tigers left them loaded. Although Cespedes put a charge into one to center field. 1 ball and no strikes on Lonnie Chisenhall, who starts things off.
That's the second time this year Cespedes hit a ball to center field here at Comerica Park. That's a home run in any other ballpark.
Rolled foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But he played in a pretty big ballpark when he was playing out west in Oakland.
No doubt. But still, when you hit a ball that hard and it comes off the bat as smoothly as it did, you expect good things. And he was disappointed. 420 marker out there in center. That is a foul ball. Ooh, that was close.
And Chad Fairchild made the call. He is the first base umpire this evening.
Bottom 3 for the Indians in this game. It's Chisenhall, Perez, and Ramirez here in the second.
And Chisenhall had a monster first half last year. He really struggled the second half of the season, and he had started off 2015 like he finished last year.
And with the start Chisenhall had, man, it looked like he might get 100 RBIs.
He wasn't even their everyday third baseman when the season began. And Carlos Santana, who was their first baseman right now, was their opening day third baseman last year.
Green is ready with the 1-2. Lifted back out of play.
This may not be a bad time for Green to see if he can find the feel for that changeup. He's got a lot of left-handed batters that he is facing here today in the starting lineup for the Yankees, for the Indians, and that changeup is a good pitch for him.
Pulled foul again.
Nice play down there by the ball boy.
Here's the ratio on Green. 25 thrown in this game so far. And again the 1-2. Straighten him up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chisenhall right now is in the midst of a 3-for-22 road trip. Has not had a hit in his last 11 at bats. And he shoots one down the left field line. That'll break that string. It'll go to the corner. It's extra bases for Chisenhall. And he is in with a double, and the Indians have come out swinging the bats tonight.
And Green finally threw Chisenhall a changeup, but he didn't get the changeup down. This changeup stayed up, and that allowed Chisenhall to get to it and hit it down in the left field corner.
That'll be the second double of the game already for the Indians. Here's the catcher, Perez.
He is the only one batting right-handed in the lineup here tonight against Green. .207 batting average for Perez. 2 homers this year. Showing bunt. He'll try and move the runner up, and he will. Green throws him out. Look out. A little bit of contact out at first base. That ball sliding into the baseline on the throw by Green. And Perez, the big boy, but you don't want to run into Miggy. Miggy will look forearm shooter.
Yes, he did. Square in the chest of Perez. So the Indians now with a man at third and 1 out. Chance to get another run in. The infield coming in for the Tigers. Jose Ramirez has only 1 RBI this year. And he grounds that one foul. Ramirez took over the shortstop duties full-time last July for the Indians. He was batting higher in the lineup then. Was batting in the 2 spot. Had a lot of success there. Batting 9th these days, trying to drive in Chisenhall, who has doubled to start the inning. Here's the 0-1. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I told you that 8 of the 9 batters are batting left-handed tonight against Green, and here are some of the numbers for you to ponder at home. Lefty's hitting .264 against Shane, and right-handers only .219. Those were his career numbers.
Slice toward left field. Cespedes backs up. Runner going to tag. Cespedes can't get the ball out of his glove. The runner will score. Sacrifice fly for Jose Ramirez, and it's 3-0 Cleveland. So the Indians jumping out early tonight. We'll bring up Michael Bourne with the bases empty now, 2 outs. Indians manufacturing a run here. Double sacrifice and then a sac fly. There's a strike called on Michael Bourne. Bounced out right back to the mound his first time up to start the ball game. Here's the 0-1. Strike in the outside corner, and Bourne absolutely disagrees with that call.
Well, he's the second one to disagree with the calls of Marvin Hudson.
He's being very demonstrative about it as well.
You better be careful. He'll get kicked out of the game.
He's towing that line right now. Hudson gave him some rope there. 0-2. Checked it high.
He is still talking to Marvin Hudson.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Been a tough start for Bourne, who had a really good spring, batted .351 this year for the Indians.
Yeah, they were really encouraged with the spring that he had.
Swing and a miss, down he goes. Bourne strikes out. First of the ball game for Shane Green. Indians add another run. Baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. When it's time, come to Comerica. Jeep, come in for the great deals in the award-winning Jeep brand SUVs during the Jeep Awards season events. And by Oscar Mayer Beef Hot Dogs, it's grown-up food. Back here at Comerica Park, the Tigers find themselves down 3 early here against the Indians. Bottom 3 coming up against Salazar in the second. It'll be Avila, Castellanos, and Iglesias. No surprise there. First pitch from Salazar, fastball high. Here's the shift that they play on against Avila. Now Salazar with the 1-0.
Salazar has thrown 24 pitches in the game, and 20 of the 24 have been 95-mile-per-hour fastballs and above. Ooh, that's nasty right there.
Yep.
That is wicked. coming off 95. And you really can't tell whether this is his splitter or it's slider. He's got a lot of action on that pitch. Real nice, easy, smooth delivery, too.
Here's the 1-2. Avila has gotten him a couple of times, 2 out of 5 career against Salazar. Castellanos waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. Alex swings and misses. 98 that time. That'll be the 3rd strikeout already for Salazar. The heater right by him. Here is the MGM Grand Detroit scouting reports on strikeouts per 9, and Salazar's right up there with Yu Darvish since 2013.
Jose Fernandez, also Max Scherzer on that graphic.
Here's Castellanos. High fly ball. Right center field, hit a ton. Bourne going back. He looks up, and that ball's going to go. It's out of here, a home run.
Ooh, I see you, Nicholas. Wow.
That ball was hit a long way the other way.
See, that's what you have to do against a guy that has the kind of arm that Salazar has. You can't try to pull him. It's really hard to pull 96, 97. So you take your hands, you get them close to your body, as Castellanos does here, and then you barrel up that fastball with tremendous concentration, and you can hit that ball 400 feet the opposite way.
That is no joke when you hit one out there. Castellanos is 2nd of the year. Tigers are on the board now. Here's Iglesias, who looks at his right.
And really, Salazar, because he's throwing so hard, if you just touch the baseball with any bat speed at all, it'll go.
Sliced and caught on a leap by Kipnis. 2 gone.
Didn't think Kipnis had enough to get there because he was jumping flat-footed, but he was able to elevate and take a base hit away from Iglesias.
It'll bring up Anthony Gose. Tigers with a long ball to get on the board here tonight against the Indians. Ball 1 to Gose.
And Gose had a difficult time of laying off the elevated fastball his first time up, and Salazar struck him out.
Tigers have just hit their 15th home run of the season. The Indians among the lowest totals in the American League with 11.
And all 11 of their home runs are solo shots. Every last one of them.
That's odd. Here's the 2-0. And a little looper over the head of Kipnis that time. And Gose is on. 2-out single for the Tigers. Hey, stay tuned to Tigers Live following the game. We'll select our Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by the 2 for $5 classic quarter pounder with cheese.
If you're Ian Kinsler, you may as well take 1 or 2 pitches to give Anthony Gose an opportunity to get himself in a scoring position.
Kinsler had a base on balls his first time up, and both teams now with 3 hits. Gose draws the throw. 1 steal this year for Gose. Ooh, he was spinning his wheels and he just got back.
He looks like he wants to run.
Kinsler takes outside, snap throw, tag, not in time. Perez came up throwing there behind the runner, and they almost got him.
It's a good play, especially when you have a base runner that's as aggressive as Gose is, especially with his secondary leads.
Kinsler takes again. It's outside. 2-0 on Ian. Kinsler had a good series as well when these two teams hooked up earlier in the month of April, going 4 for 8 against the Indians.
Well, if you're Ian Kinsler, you know what you're going to get here. It's going to be a fastball. It's going to be firm. It's going to be right down the middle.
Salazar threw his first complete game shutout of his career against the Tigers in September. Missed again. Runner goes on a delayed steal, and he's in there.
That is the second steal he has this year, and both of his steals have been delayed steals.
Catching Perez by surprise.
Now here's our Chevy high-strength steal of the game. Real good secondary lead by Ghost. He catches not only Perez napping, but he also caught Kipnis and their shortstop Ramirez napping as well. Neither got close to the base.
3-1 on Kinsler.
It goes, and also Brad Ausmus said it's the middle infielders that you catch with their heads down in that particular play, and that allows you to steal the base.
Here's the 3-1. He lost him again. Ball 4. Second walk of the ball game for Kinsler. And now it gives the Tigers an opportunity here with their best hitter coming up. They've already homered in this inning to cut it to 2.
And Terry Francona, like most managers, Miggy scares him. 11 straight years Miguel has driven in over 100 runs, so you know what he's going to do. He's got a pretty good track record.
Cabrera singled in his first at bat. Each ball club with 3 hits in this game. The Indians got 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Cabrera takes high, 1-0. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. Ghosts and Kinsler aboard here with 2 outs. Good pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caught the outside corner. And that'll be an even 40 now for Salazar. On the corner again, 1-2 on Cabrera.
That didn't get much play. I'd like to see a replay of that one to see how much play it did get.
You're right.
Ball's off the plate.
It got no play. Had a little run right at the end, then he got the call from Marvin Hudson. Miggy waiting on a 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with 96. So the Tigers settle for 1 run. They leave a couple of runners. Home run by Castellanos. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. Here at Comerica Park, and Shane Green goes back to the hill. He'll face Jason Kipnis to start things off, and Kipnis looks at strike one in the outside corner.
A nice little two-seam fastball at 90 miles an hour, tailing away from Kipnis in. I guess these guys, they don't like that strike zone tonight of Marvin Hudson's. Looks like it's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah, they've been beefing early. Here's the 0-1. Little looper back short, and it's going to drop. Base hit.
Let's take a look at the Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game. Shane Green has been outstanding here at Comerica Park, and really has been outstanding all year long, but they got him in the first inning after 2 outs, a single by Brantley, a walk by Santana, and a double by Brandon Moss, who is hitting about 470 in this ballpark.
Well, Shane Green in his first 3 starts, giving up just 1 earned run in 23 innings. Different story tonight. They got him for 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Here's Michael Brantley, the number 3 hitter. It was Brantley that got it started in the first inning with a 2-out hit. 0-1 on Brantley.
Good changeup there thrown to Brantley, sitting on a fastball. And because Green throws a lot of first pitch fastballs, and Brantley was fooled and swung right through this changeup. Coming into play today, Green had only thrown 10% changeups. He'll need to throw more today.
The 0-1 is on the ground. Diving stop. Kinsler has only 1 play, and that's to first base. Ian thought about going to second, lost the handle of the baseball.
Ian has tremendous range. 3 steps to his left, dives, and then he takes the sure out.
That'll put a man in scoring position now for the Indians, and here's Santana. Santana able to draw a walk in the first inning, which is no surprise. He had 113 of them last year, establishing a Cleveland record for walks in a season. Here's the 0-1. Driven toward left center field. Cespedes on the run, still going back to the gap. He'll whirl and fire it back in. 2 gone. Time for a game break now. To the studio we go. Here's Mickey York. Thanks, Mick. Boy, Teixeira's gotten hot, hasn't he?
He sure has. The Yankees lead the world in home runs.
Yeah, they got hot at the expense of the Tigers. They've continued it tonight against a team with a huge winning streak. Pickoff throw, nothing doing down there at second. Brandon Moss knocked in a couple of runs in his first at bat, trying to drive in another here.
With 2 outs and a base open, and the damage that Brandon Moss has done in this ballpark against the Tigers, you may not want to pitch to him here. You don't have to. It's 2 outs.
One ball, no strikes on Moss. He does have Murphy waiting on deck, does Green.
If you weren't with us after Moss doubled his first time up, he came into this ballpark hitting .447 in 38 at bats. 5 homers. He now has 17 RBIs.
Breaking ball popped in the air to shallow left field.
To his former teammate.
Yeah, Cespedes will make the play. One former A to another. Bernstein advantage brings you our pitcher-batter matchup. It'll be Victor Martinez leading it off, and he has the Bernstein advantage against Salazar, 5 for 14 with a homer. And earlier in this game, he was hit by a pitch from Salazar. Guarding a 2-run lead, he'll climb back on top of the hill. Of the 42 pitches that Salazar has thrown in this game, 33 have been 95 and above. Relying on that high-octane fastball in the early goings here. Martinez, then J.D. Martinez and Yoenis Cespedes. First pitch swinging, fouled back out of play, 0-1. Victor had 4 hits in the first 2 meetings, or the first meeting I should say, between these two teams. Had a couple of RBIs. Tigers scored 25 runs in that 3-game set. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. This evening is the start of a stretch of 19 straight for the Tigers against the American League Central Division. 19 in a row, and so far they've won 8 of 9 within the Central. Tigers have that long road trip coming up beginning on Monday. 3-city tour. 1-1 is Luke Fowl back to the screen. 1-2 on Martinez. Victor still trying to find his footing here offensively to start this year. The 1-2. Ripped to right field on a line. Moss diving to make the catch in right. And Victor can't buy one now.
It's a nice play by Moss. Not necessarily known for his glove in the outfield, but it makes a nice play on this line drive.
Here's J.D. Martinez. Martinez struck out in the first inning. Tigers, after getting that home run by Castellanos, threatened with a couple of more base runners in the second, but then Salazar was able to reach back and he struck out Cabrera.
He's thrown a lot of fastballs to everybody else, but for the most part it's been breaking balls to JD. And first pitch was a splitter, the second pitch was a slider.
Martinez has a home run against the Indians earlier this year in Cleveland. Hit it against Sean Markham. Another wave and a miss. 1-2. One of the 5 long balls this year for the Tigers right fielder.
He hit quite a few homers last year against Tri pitching as well.
Yeah, and a few of them late and big. Bouncer back up the middle. They had it played nicely. Kipnis on the backhand. Touch 99 there.
He's got a big arm. He's got a real nice, loose, easy delivery too.
37 already, 95 and above. Here's Yoenis Cespedes.
Well, along with Salazar, Carlos Carrasco, Trevor Bauer, and Corey Kluber, those 4 right-handed starters, all of them have 95 and above average fastballs, and that's the very reason why there were so many experts out there that really picked this team to win the American League Central this year because of their starting rotation.
Well, it's understandable, but as you know, Rod, you also have to score runs to win, and they've averaged a little bit over 3 runs per game this year.
That's not going to get it done.
Yeah, that is toward the bottom of the American League. There's another shot hit back up the middle. Look at that play by Kipnis. Wow.
Cespedes has hit 2 balls right on the screws and has nothing to show for it.
1, 2, 3. Go the Tigers, but a couple of rockets. Kipnis, a terrific play. Back a second. back to the hill, and it'll be David Murphy, Lonnie Chisenhall, and Roberto Perez. 3-1. Indians sporting a 2-run lead. Game 1 of this 3-game weekend series. Murphy 0 for 1 with a ground out. That ended the first inning. Here's the 1-0. Back out of play. Kipnis already has made a couple of nice defensive plays in this game. The Indians playing much better defense this year than they did last year. They committed just 6 errors in the early goings here, but they committed a ton last year. Now Murphy steps out. Here's the 1-1. Popped him up, back out of play. 1-2 on David Murphy. 262 hitter last year. He hit 8 home runs. It's a pretty good clutch hitter last year for the Indians as well. 360 with men in scoring position. Breaking ball bends low. 2-2. Been a solid player in his career, Rod. Not a spectacular player, but a guy that can drive in some runs.
He's also a guy that when he was playing for Texas had really good success against Tigers pitching.
Nubbed off the end of the bat. Iglesias going to have to hurry. Safe at first base.
And Murphy's a guy that does not get a lot of infield singles, and this looked kind of awkward. And once Iglesias got there, and once he got the ball in his glove, Murphy was 3 or 4 steps from the bag.
Infield single for David Murphy. That'll bring up Lonnie Chisenhall. 2 base hits, scored a run, and was back in the second. 5 hits now for the Indians. Lifted toward left. Cespedes coming to foul ground. Chisenhall retired, 1 away. Hey, tomorrow the Tigers face the Cleveland Indians at 1:08 in the 21st annual Negro Leagues tribute game. The first 10,000 fans receive a Detroit Stars scarf. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Well, we had a good time today at the Tiger Club. There's Willie Horton. The Negro Leagues Legacy luncheon was today, and they honored Lou Whitaker.
He's up there with Jake Woods on the right with the Detroit jacket on, and Dr. Michael Working's up there with Willie Horton.
There's a Bender that's in for a strike. 0-1.
Yeah, that was a nice time at the Legacy luncheon today, honoring Lou Whitaker.
I got a chance to interview Lou at that luncheon today, and man, he had some really good stories.
He did.
Lou talking about really every part of his career, beginning when he was an 18-year-old in Bristol, Virginia, in his first year in pro ball. His relationship with Alan Trammell, of course, those two coming on to become maybe the greatest double play combination of our era, certainly.
They were fun to watch play for sure.
0-2 is the count on Roberto Perez.
Still trying to figure out how in the world Lou only stayed on the Hall of Fame ballot for 1 year.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. Over 2,300 hits for Whitaker. Hit for power, played his position extremely well.
Smooth at second base.
All right.
There's Lou in the middle there getting the award at the luncheon today, the Legacy Award. One ball, 2 strikes. Right back to the mound, knocked down by Green, fires to second one, and the relay is a double play. I don't think they had a chance of turning that, but they did. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. To take part in the passing of the bat ceremony. And I know for you, Rod, that's a high honor.
It really is. I mean, from players that have worn the Tigers uniform, that have played for the Tigers, older players, current players, it's a really good thing that they do here every single year.
Negro Leagues weekend here at the ballpark, honoring Lou Whitaker as well. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Avila, Castellanos, and Jose Iglesias in a Cleveland lead so far. 3-1 is our score. Avila struck out back in the second. And Alex looks at ball one. One of my favorite stories today from that luncheon that Lou told was back in the '85 All-Star game when he was selected to play in Minnesota. Lou packed his bags with his uniform, spikes, jersey, pants the night before. Unfortunately, he got on the wrong car the next morning and left all of his equipment back home.
Yeah, he did.
So they had to go down to the souvenir stand and find a jersey and just paint the number 1 on the back of it. And Lou was wearing some souvenirs on the field that night. But as he said, it's all right, I can look like a clown, I'm still going to beat you.
He said it didn't matter what he had on. He said he looked down at his feet and said, if I had some spikes on right now, I could go out and play.
And I believe him. 2-1 out of Avila. Fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Alex got that fastball that he was looking for. It was 97. It's tough to barrel up, and Salazar continues to pump high-octane heaters at the Tigers here this evening.
Got a little bit of help with a couple of nice defensive plays in the third, but still got the Tigers 1-2-3. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He dusted him at 98. 5 strikeouts now. Well, this Sunday the Tigers play the Indians in 108 and come early for a special on the field salute to Tigers great Lou Whitaker. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. And your chance to say thanks to Sweet Lou. Here's Castellanos, who in his last at bat took one into the seats in right.
And Lou gave a lot of credit to the late Gates Brown, who was a hitting coach for the Tigers for a number of years. He credits him for teaching him how to pull the baseball. And Lou made a living hitting balls over that little short porch in right field at Tiger Stadium.
Wasn't it Gates who coined the phrase sit and turn,
Sit and turn, son. Sit and turn.
That home run by Castellanos snapped an 0 for 9. He waves and misses 1 and 2.
Nick took a big swing there. He must have thought he was going to get another fastball from Salazar, and he swung right through the slider. Actually, that's a split-fingered fastball that has some slider action to it.
Bouncer back up the middle. A couple of steps to his left. Ramirez. 2 up, 2 down here in the fourth. 6 in a row retired by the right-hander Salazar. And here's the guy that currently wears the number 1, the old Lou Whitaker number. That would be Jose Iglesias, who lined out to Kipnis in his last at bat. For 19 years, Sweet Lou donned the number 1. 1 ball, no strikes on Iglesias. Two and 0. Another fastball that missed inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Salazar has been in and out of trouble most of the night, but he has given up just the 1 run to this point. And there's ball 4. So we lost him on 4 straight. Third walk now issued by Salazar. That'll turn the lineup over. Terry Francona, 3rd year as the Indians skipper. 2013 American League Manager of the Year, guiding the Indians to a 92-win season that year.
3rd managerial stop for Tito Francona. Started in Philadelphia, and then he managed the Boston Red Sox. Now the Indians.
Goes a single and a strikeout in this game, plus a stolen base. Fouled away on one. Anthony is playing so well that Rajai Davis can't find the field, and Rajai is playing pretty good too.
Yeah, they've got something going in center field with a combination of Ghost and Davis. A couple of speedsters.
Brad Ausmus sticking to his plan of starting Ghost against right-handed pitching, and Davis versus lefties, but there are so many more right-handers, which means Ghost has gotten more of the playing time. No balls, one strike. Oh, 2 now on Ghost. Former Toronto Blue Jay and former top prospect for the Blue Jays. The Tigers picked him up in the offseason in a swap of prospects. Devin Travis going the other way. And again the 0-2, swing and a miss. Well, when he's gotten in trouble, Salazar has reached back to throw it by some Tigers hitters. Tonight and tomorrow, the Indians take on the Tigers in a game that you can only see on Fox Sports 1. That's the return of the Subway Series. Yankees take on the Mets. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on America's home for baseball every Saturday. Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. So here we go to the 5th inning where the Indians are on top by a couple of runs. Jose Ramirez will lead it off for the Tribe, facing Shane Green. Gave up 2 in the first, 1 in the second, but nothing since. Ball 1 missing high and away to Jose Ramirez. And a sacrifice fly back in the second to knock in a run. Here's the 1-0. That slides in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Some nice action on this 2-seam swing back fastball.
Ramirez Ramirez picked up just his second RBI of the year with that sac fly in the second inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch. 3-1 on Jose Ramirez. Michael Bourne, then Jason Kipnis to follow. Drill to right field, base hit. Leadoff single for the number 9 man, Ramirez. Indians now have 6 hits. Now Michael Bourne.
Yeah, Michael Bourne's an outstanding bunter. I don't know if Terry Francona is thinking about bunting here, but Michael Bourne also has the ability to bunt for a base hit if he chooses to do so on his own.
Castellanos on the grass at third defensively as they hold the runner at first. Ramirez 3 out of 3 in steals this year. Bourne has a strikeout and a ground out. Shane Green earned his first major league win against the Indians last July. He was a member of the Yankees at the time, gave up 2 runs in 6 innings for his first big league win. Trying to improve his record to 4-0 this year with a win here tonight against the Tribe. That darts low. 1 ball, no strikes on Bourne. $60 now for Green, 41 strikes. And Ramirez again chased back. Tigers also have a pretty good winning streak against the Indians on the line tonight. They defeated the Tribe 7 straight. They've had some really good luck against Francona and the Tribe. Also won 10 of their last 11. That'll miss outside. 2-0 now on Bourne. So this season series between these two clubs has been heavily in the Tigers' favor recently, including that 3-game sweep earlier this year at Progressive Field. He's stepping out on a 2-0 and Green missed. 3 balls, no strikes. Indians have gotten the leadoff man on each of the last 4 innings. The 3-0. Walked him. Now the Tribe with 2 on, nobody out. Second walk for Green. And now he's going to have to deal with the number 2 hitter, Kipnis, with Brantley behind him. Kipnis a single and a ground out.
And Tigers, at least on the corners, thinking about a possible bunt off the bat of Kipnis. But if he does bunt and he vacates first base, then they can walk Brantley if they wanted to. He's the one guy that really kills the Tigers. They wouldn't have to pitch to him.
Strike called on Kipnis, who, like many other of the hitters tonight, taking offense at the strike zone of Marvin Hudson. Thought that one was a little bit outside. Kipnis drops one down. It's going to roll foul. Ooh, they're going to say fair. Really? He picked it up in fair territory.
That's a mistake by Castellanos.
Right on the call there was Marvin Hudson. He signaled fair ball right after Castellanos picked it up.
It's a good call.
A real good call. You can see the chalk kicked up.
It looked like Nick was trying to pick it up because he sensed that that ball was not going to go foul. He felt like it was going to stay fair, and that's the reason why he picked it up.
Now Miguel Cabrera is beefing about something. Here comes Brad Ausmus. And Iglesias coming over to send Cabrera back to first base. Even Alex Avila right now talking with Marvin Hudson.
Brad might be buying a little time as well to see if that ball actually was fair.
There is action in the Tigers bullpen. Wilson, the right-hander, was just recently recalled. He is warming up. I don't think there was any doubt, Rod. It was a fair ball, wasn't it?
No, I agree with you. Do you think the ball had a chance to go foul, or do you think that he picked it up because he sensed that it started out foul and that ball rolled into fair territory and it probably was going to stay fair?
That's exactly what I think happened there. Yeah, I mean, that thing just came back. It was foul for a split second. Nick just got to it a little bit late. So now the bases are loaded. Don't know what Cabrera was beefing about, though, but he was going at it with Marvin Hudson. So here is Brantley with no bases open now, and they'll have to pitch to him here with nobody out.
And last time up, he started Brantley off with a really good changeup.
Line drive, base hit, right field. That'll move the line. Every runner moves up. It's an RBI single for Brantley, who just continues to torch Tigers pitching, his second hit tonight. And Ramirez scores to make it 4-1. Fifth RBI of the year for Brantley. There was still nobody out in this inning. 4 straight have reached in here is Santana. Fly out and a walk for Carlos Santana. Up and in, 1-0. Pretty good numbers, career loaded, 417 with a slam. You've got Bourne at third, you got Kipnis, and you got Brantley.
And grand slam came against the Tigers, too. Joaquin Benoit.
Swing and a miss. Almost left his shoes there.
So one thing they're trying to get Santana to do, when there's runners in scoring position, they like to see him cut his swing down. That's a changeup that he's fooled on, but he's trying to hit a home run. They'd like to see him try to hit the ball the opposite way, hit a gapper in the left center field, opposed to trying to hit a home run.
And when Ben's low, 2 balls, 1 strike on Santana. Waiting on deck is Moss, already a 2-run double in this game. 4-1 Cleveland. They've picked up 8 hits now, and so teams we mentioned came in struggling offensively, averaging a little over 3 runs per game. Here's the 2-1. Here are the numbers by inning on the right-hander Shane Green. Total of 70 now for Green. Popped up foul, back out of play. Santana now just 3 for his last 24, so this road trip has not been kind to him. However, he has a golden opportunity here. Now the 2-2. Drill to right field. Martinez over his head. All the way to the wall. Bourne will score. Kipnis coming around to score. Brantley coming to third. He'll stop there. Double 2 RBIs for Carlos Santana.
Yeah, much better swing here by Santana. Green makes a mistake with a breaking ball with 2 strikes up in the strike zone, and it is drilled over the head of J.D. Martinez by Santana.
Team high RBIs 9 and 10 for Carlos Santana. And that's going to signal the end for Shane Green, who will depart in a wall side windows pitching change, and we'll be back. Nine hits in this game. Santana's just doubled in a pair. We've got a new pitcher for the Tigers. It'll be Alex Wilson.
Wilson recalled from Toledo just a couple of days ago, pitching for the first time in Tiger Whites.
Of course, the Rick Porcello trade netted Yoenis Cespedes and Alex Wilson. He will face Brandon Moss here. Still nobody out in the inning. Runners at second and third. Infield in for the Tigers. And it's driven deep to right field, way back, and Moss has just hit it out. Oh my goodness. Well, 10 rows back into the seats, and right on the very first pitch he sees from Alex Wilson.
That's the 6th home run for Brandon Moss in this ballpark in 41 at-bats. Little cutter that didn't do a whole lot. Smoked by Brandon Moss.
Moss had been having a dreadful start to the year, but today a double, a triple, or make it a double, a homer, and 5 RBIs. And all of a sudden it has turned into a 9-1 game with a 6-run 5th inning. Here's David Murphy. Fouled back out of play on 1. That is the 10th hit now for Cleveland. 5 of the 6 runs are charged to the starter Green. Another foul back out of play down the left field line. Castellanos gives a look. So much for these Indians struggling with the bats.
Yeah, they came in with some very poor numbers offensively. up and down the board. They were hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, 186 with runners in scoring position, and that was 14th in the American League. Much improved tonight, and they lead by 8. Here are those numbers you touched on. Career against the Tigers, 333. Flared in the air to shallow center field where Ghost is coming in. And that is the first out recorded in this inning. Moss doing some damage tonight. All smiles for the Indians. Here's Lonnie Chisenhall. Ball 1 at Chisenhall. Wilson grew up in Virginia, but he was actually born in Saudi Arabia. His father at the time was working for Texaco and was working in Saudi Arabia when Alex came along. In the air toward left, right at Cespedes. 2 gone. And here is the 9th man at bat in the inning, Roberto Perez. Sacrifice, ground out. 0 for 1 in the game. Ball 1 missing outside. The previous season high for runs in a game for the Indians was 6. They've surpassed that with these. And they're 1 shy in the hit column. They have 10 hits in this ball game tonight. Here's the 1-1. Little number back to the mound. Wilson will make the play, and that'll end the inning. However, it's a big inning for the Indians. They score 6 times. And you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire. Brought to you by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Myers, save dates with M-Perks from Myers. Sign up at mperks.com. And by Chevrolet, find new roads. Nighttime settling in here in the Motor City. The Tigers are down big. Indians lead at 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Salazar goes back to work. Kinsler, Cabrera, Martinez to face him.
And Salazar has been pumping fastball after fastball, and every last one of them have been 95 miles an hour and above.
52 of 55 now of his fastballs.
Oh my goodness.
No, I beg your pardon, 51 of 55. But still. Ball high, and for some reason he's not able to find the strike zone against Kinsler.
Here's our high-speed pitch, and it's always brought to you by Xfinity. 99 top fastball thrown by Salazar here tonight.
3-1. Kinsler has walked twice already in this game. Here's the 3-1 pitch. 3-2. Miggy on deck. Bouncer back up the middle, base hit. They'll snap it over 14 for Kinsler. Leadoff man on here in the 5th. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Need some hot chocolate tonight, buddy.
Needed hot chocolate for like a week. What's the temp right now, Rod? Oh, they took it off the board. Hang on.
It's got to be 42 or something like that.
Well, we started the game at 33 a couple of days ago. It's 48 right now. Or we could use a code like that. High fly ball into right field, playable. Brandon Moss is under it. And Miggy is 1 for 3 tonight, 1 gone. He's going to bring in Victor Martinez. Victor was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning and then drilled one to right field that was caught by Brandon Moss in the 3rd. And so the average now is dipped down to 225 for Martinez. Victor shoots one in the air toward left. Brantley is over there and has room. A couple of steps in foul ground, 2 gone. A couple of quick flyouts after the leadoff single by Kinsler. Here's JD. Did you start your packing yet for the next road trip?
No, I kind of laid a few things out. Did some laundry, just kind of getting prepared, but I really hadn't started putting anything in a suitcase.
You better get your butler on that.
I wish I had a butler.
2 outs now for JD. Strikeout, ground out. Ball inside, 1-0. Salazar now is up to 77 pitches. The only run he's given up so far, the home run to Castellanos back in the 2nd. Kinsler back.
When the Tigers saw the Indians in Cleveland that very first road trip of the year, it was McAllister who was in the starting rotation, but he really only has 1 pitch, and that's a fastball. That's a good fastball, but that's all he has.
Base hit to left. That'll move the runner up, Kinsler to 2nd.
So after McAllister made that 1 start against the Tigers and didn't fare all that well, they simply called Salazar up because they felt like he would be better in the rotation.
Well, he has the ability on any given night to be extremely dominant with his skill set and that electric arm. Tigers now do have an opportunity here with 2 outs in the 5th. They've got Cespedes, who has tattooed a couple of balls and has nothing to show for it. .302 batting average for Yuenis. Trying to tack on to his RBI total of 13, which is 5th best in the American League. Fastball at 97, missing outside. Foul tip into the glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. Through the numbers by inning now on Salazar.
Hasn't really pitched in a whole lot of stress today.
Certainly not much after the first 2 innings. Had a 1-2-3 third. Low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Really is fascinating to see as this game goes on. The velocity is not dipping at all for Salazar.
Tremendous arm speed. Real firm with his lower half. Gets to a really nice position. And just lets it fly.
He let that one fly up high, and the count goes 3-1.
Well, Yoenis knows what he's going to get here. It's going to be another fastball, and it's going to be 96, 97. But you've seen a bunch of them, so you should have it timed.
Popped up foul, back out of play. There it was at 97.
Yeah, looked tardy on it.
Really is fascinating when you think about it, Rad, how little time you have to make a decision on a pitch coming in at 97, 98, 99.
Yeah, you have to see it out of the pitcher's hand. Then you have to decide whether it's a strike or not, and then swing the bat.
Two on, 2 out. We're in the 5th inning. And the 3-2. That's fouled back to the screen. Tigers do have the advantage here, starting the runners. If Cespedes can find a gap, it'll get 2 in.
Salazar can get away with doing what he's doing right now, but you know, a year or 2 from now, he's going to have to learn to soften up in certain situations, throw an off-speed pitch, get a little two-seamer, get himself some easier outs. Even though he has a huge lead in the game, he's working extremely hard out there as far as the aggression with the fastball.
Swing and a miss. 96 up with the letters, struck him out. Well, it's working for him tonight. 7 punch outs for Salazar. We go to the 6th. in Chicago. Did you see this?
What's going on with Ventura these days? It seems like he is right in the middle of altercations, and the season's only 3 weeks old.
This one was a pretty good one last night. The bench is emptied.
And Samardzija and Lorenzo Cain, they might fight before the year's over with. They don't like each other.
Neither do the Royals and White Sox at this point. It seems like the Royals are got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder this year.
Yeah.
They're coming out fighting a couple of times. Ventura's been in the middle of both of them. Here is Ramirez to lead it off as we go to the 6th. And the bouncing ball to the right side. There is Miggy. Wilson covers for the out. So after giving up that 3-run homer to Brandon Moss, 4 straight retired by Alex Wilson. Top of the order now, Michael Bourne. Walk, run scored in the 5th. Wilson, parts of the last 2 years with the Boston Red Sox. He spent the previous 3 years at AAA at Pawtucket. First time I pronounced it Pawtucket, they corrected me. They said it's Pawtucket. What's the matter with you, Pawtucket? Okay, Pawtucket.
Whatever.
Here's the bio on Wilson. We mentioned he was born in Saudi Arabia. His dad was working there. There's a ball outside. 2-0 the count. Wilson pitched at Texas A&M. Here's the 2-0. In there, a strike, 2-1. Wilson lives in Hurricane, West Virginia. Would you want to live in a town named Hurricane?
I don't think so.
I mean, it must have gotten that name for a reason. Here's a strike. 2-2.
Hurricane, West Virginia.
Now Wilson ready with the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, nice job there by Michael Bourne, laying off that 2-2 slider. And thrown by Wilson.
Here's the full count pitch. Pulled on the ground to first. Miggy backhanding. Wilson again covering. And there are 2 outs. Game break time. Let's check in on the Royals and White Sox with Mickey York. Well, thanks, Mick. There you see the standings. The Royals a 1-game lead on the Tigers now. And these Indians off to a 5-9 start, 6 games back. Jason Kipnis pounds it in the air toward left, heading to the seats and back out of play. Kipnis 2 more hits tonight. Bunt single back in the 5th inning. And he scored a run.
And they're hoping for a real nice bounce back year out of Jason Kipnis, who had some injuries last year and really just didn't perform all that well. He was an all-star in 2013.
Little chopper to the right side. Cabrera is going to handle all 3 chances, and Wilson will cover all 3 times. 1, 2, 3, they go. 9-1 as we play here in the bottom of the 6th. Shane Green, a career high 8 earned runs, after giving up just 1 in his first 3 starts. How about Moss? I mean, he just continues to swing.
Well, I think they went out and got Moss simply to perform against the Tigers. Tigers with a lot of right-handed starters, and Moss has had really good numbers against Detroit, and he also plays very well in this ballpark.
So the Tigers now will send Avila, Castellanos, and Iglesias to the plate facing Salazar. And Avila looks at a strike. One of the few off-speed pitches thrown tonight by Salazar. 10 hits for Cleveland, 5 for the Tigers.
And a couple of strikeouts of Avila, both on fastballs up in the strike zone. And that's what happens. The guy's throwing 96, 97. You cheat for that fastball, which you have to do. And all of a sudden he throws you an 87-mile-per-hour slider, and you swing right over the top of it.
They've got the shift on against Alex. The 0-2, swing and a miss. So Avila is down on strikes. That'll be 8 now for the right-hander Salazar. And it brings up Castellanos. By the way, I've been corrected on the pronunciation of Hurricane West Virginia. It's Hurricane. Hurricane. So that's far less daunting than hurricane.
But is there an E on the end?
I think there is, but they pronounce it can.
Oh, okay.
Well, you got to go with the locals.
That's an honest mistake, though.
It is. Just like Pawtucket and Pawtucket. Here's Castellanos.
It's like when I first came here, I was saying Detroit.
Yeah.
And someone informed me that people from here say Detroit. But I've been here for 12 years now, and I hear a lot of people say Detroit.
They do. But that's supposed to be incorrect. It should be Detroit. But you're right. A lot of people do say Detroit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Especially when we travel around the country with the Tigers. Hey, Detroit's in town.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1.
Here's our Nissan drive of the game. This is all the Tigers have been able to do tonight against Danny Salazar. Castellanos loves to swing at the first pitch, and he got a fastball from Salazar his first time up and hit it over the out-of-town scoreboard. He's hitting about 450 on first pitches this year, Castellanos.
Yanks that one foul right behind Dave Clark. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Castellanos. Iglesias will follow here as the Tigers bat in the 6th. Salazar has scattered 5 hits. He has fanned a total of 8. Up and in. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nick is out of there on strikes. Make it 9 punch outs now for Salazar. 3 in a row.
That's a 4-seam fastball, folks. It's straight, but it's firm at 97, and really you can't catch up to it in the area where he's throwing it.
Well, he had 10 strikeouts in his first start against Minnesota back on the 18th. He needs 1 more tonight to get there again.
And 95 pitches in, every single pitch 95 and above. This is a great arm here. This is one of the best arms in the American League. 72 of the 96 pitches have been 95 miles an hour and above.
2-1.
I mean, can you think of another guy, in the American League that consistently throws as hard as Salazar?
I'm processing that question right now, and I can't come up with anybody. Not consistently like this.
Even Verlander back in the day wasn't throwing 95 and above every single pitch, but Verlander had secondary stuff too.
Right. Yeah,
he could have probably done it,
but he had much more advanced secondary stuff.
Yeah, he knew how to pitch.
2-2 on Iglesias. and Jose just got a piece of it. Last year, Salazar struck out 120 and 110 innings in his big league time with the Tribe. Working with a comfortable edge tonight, 9-1 here in the 6th.
What was the starter we saw in Pittsburgh? Big guy.
Garrett Cole?
Garrett Cole. He had a high octane fastball, but he not throwing like this cat.
Here's 1-0 now, 100 for Salazar. The 2-2. See if that finds the seats. Santana giving chase, running out of real estate. And the Tigers have seen some good pitching so far this year. Of course, a lot of teams have. I mean, there's some great arms in the American League. Pittsburgh, saw Garrett Cole, saw some Arjun Sale in against Chicago.
Kluber's got a great arm.
Tanaka pitched really well for the Yankees. Little number back to the mound. Salazar now making it look easy. A 1-2-3 6th inning. So we go to the 7th. Here at Comerica Park, Salazar and the Indians in command, 9-1.
Michael Brantley just wears out Tigers pitching. He drove in running the fifth, and then there was a couple of runs driven in by Carlos Santana. That was the night for Green, and then Wilson comes in. His debut as a Tiger, the first pitch he throws is hit out the ballpark for a 3-run home run by Brandon Moss.
Top 7 now at the ballpark in a 9-1 ball game, and Wilson back of the hill. Michael Brantley will be the first man to face him. It'll be Brantley and then Santana and then Moss. Missing outside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Brantley made an all-star team last year for the first time, and also became the first Indians player in their history to hit 200 hits, 45 doubles, 20 homers, and 20 steals. First Indian to ever do that.
That is a full season.
He's only made 1 error, man, in the last 399 games.
I wrote that stat down today, and I really couldn't believe it.
But yet he has not won a Gold Glove because he plays left field, and Alex Gordon of the Kansas City Royals has had a stranglehold on the last 4 Gold Gloves.
Here's the 2-0. 3-0 on Michael Brantley. Middle of the lineup facing Wilson, who came on in the 5th inning in relief of Green. And on the first pitch he threw as a Tiger, surrendered a 3-run homer to Moss, but has shut the door since. There's a strike, 3-1.
Green came into play today having given up just 1 run in 3 starts, and he gives up 8 today. Career high 8 runs for Shane Green.
Here's a 3-1 pitch, and it's a strike called 3-2. Safe to say that'll elevate the ERA quite a bit.
Yeah.
Came in at what, 0.38?
Yeah. David Price also had a rough day a couple days ago. He was tremendous going into his 4th start of the year as well.
Little looper to left. Guess what? Another hit for Brantley.
Sore back and all.
Hey, this Sunday it's Kids Day. The Tigers take on the Indians at 1:08, and all kids 14 and under receive a free poster featuring David Price and his dog Astro. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Think Astro would autograph that for us?
Oh, probably so.
A little paw print on there. Here's Santana. Shift on against Santana, and they pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. He's had a good night tonight. Doubled in 2. He's also walked and scored. He has come around twice in this game. Ground ball right into the shift. Kinsler, Iglesias, and a double play. 4-6-3 on the Twin killing, 2 outs. That'll leave it up to Brandon Moss. The big inning was the 6-run 5th for the Tribe, and this guy right here put the exclamation point on it, a 3-run homer. After what has been a really slow start for Moss, he came in batting 162, and he looks at a strike on the outer edge. Strike called, 0-2. And he got him, strike 3. Moss knew it. He'll turn, head back to the bench. No runs, 1 hit, double play, and nothing doing for the Indians. Coming up, the Dick Scott Automotive 7th inning stretch.
feel it all night tonight against Tigerbacks. He has thrown 76 fastballs over 95 miles an hour and continues to pump fastball after fastball after fastball to Tigers hitters, and they've had a little difficult time of catching up to him.
Well, he's back out there for the 7th. Here is Anthony Gose. It'll be the top of the order for the Tigers. Gose and then Kinsler and then Cabrera facing Salazar. Swing and a miss.
It's the kind of start that Terry Francona needed, because he had to use his bullpen quite a bit last year, and he started out this year really having to use his bullpen way too often.
9 strikeouts for Salazar. Swing and a miss, making it an even 10. That is the 3rd time tonight that Gose has struck out.
One of the few strikeouts that he's gotten on anything other than the fastball.
Here is Ian Kinsler. That's it for a strike. 0-1. Ian has been on base 3 times in this game. Walk, in fact, 2 of them, and a single. 1 ball, 1 strike. There is the veteran Scott Atchison warming up for Cleveland.
He's one of those members of the bullpen that pitched over 70 games last year.
1-2. Salazar now at 108. Here comes 109. Right back through the box into center field.
Gives you an idea of just how talented the players are at this level. That's the 2nd time Kinsler's hit a bullet right back up the middle on a 97-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball.
So he is on base for the 4th time tonight. Here is Cabrera. 6 Tigers hits in this game now. Miggy looks at a strike.
He is only 15 of 30 in first pitch strikes today.
That's it?
Yeah. But when you have that kind of fastball, no problem.
Here's the 0-1. Miggy fought that one off. No balls, 2 strikes. Single and 3 at bats for the Tigers first baseman. Salazar was not in the rotation when the Tigers first saw Cleveland back in early April at Progressive Field. Swing and miss.
Goodness.
Well, that's 11 strikeouts.
This is just wicked. Split-fingered fastball that never was in the strike zone. But when a guy is throwing as hard as he's throwing, you're going to get hitters that kind of open up that front side and start to cheat for fastballs. And when you start to cheat for fastballs, every now and then you're going to swing at some of those breaking balls out of the zone. And Gose has done it in this inning, and Miggy has done it as well.
So now Martinez with 2 away. Ball 1 to Martinez. Missed the outside corner. 2 balls, no strikes. Salazar's strikeout high last year was 10. He did that against the White Sox, so he has surpassed that. here in this game tonight with 11. High fly ball right field. Moss is under it. And that is it for the Tigers. No runs, a hit. One man left to go to the 8th. April in the D as the Tigers taking on the Cleveland Indians here tonight. We've got a wall-side windows pitching change. Al Albuquerque comes on.
Albuquerque has the elevated earned run average going right now. He's been in 7 games. He has not pitched very well. As a matter of fact, he has more walks than strikeouts, and that is very odd for Al Albuquerque.
9-1 in favor of the Indians as we go to the 8th. David Murphy will lead it off. And Chisenhall, then Perez. First pitch is hit in the air to right and hit well. J.D. Martinez will chase this one down and triples alley down there. Murphy will think about it, but hold up with a double. Leadoff 2-base hit for the Tribe. Their 11th hit. Here is Lonnie Chisenhall. Double 2 fly balls for Chisenhall. That would miss way inside from Albuquerque. James McCann is the new catcher. Tigers have made a couple of changes defensively now with this 9-1 score in the 8th. McCann getting a couple of innings of work here. 1 ball, 1 strike on Lonnie Chisenhall. Here are the rest of the changes for the Tigers. You saw McCann. They've got Romine taking over for Cabrera at first base and Hernan Perez for Kinsler at second base. Swing and a miss. Two and 2 on Lonnie Chisenhall, and he drives one in the air to right field. That ball has a chance, and that ball is gone.
These boys got their hitting shoes on tonight. First home run of the year for Lonnie Chisenhall.
Boy, the struggles continue as well for Albuquerque.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Albuquerque, but he hasn't looked good since we saw him one of his last outings in spring training.
A 2-run shot for Chisenhall.
And that earned run average, it's hard to get down if you're a reliever and you don't get a chance to pitch all that much. It's almost like Chisenhall was sitting on that slider.
13 hits now for the Indians, and that'll bring up the catcher Roberto Perez way up 1-0. Second home run of the night for the Tribe. The other a 3-run shot for Brandon Moss. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-2. A little bit high. Tigers have been on the wrong end of some lopsided scores recently. A couple of those Yankee games, they lost 11-3, 11-4.
This is the 3rd time on this homestand where Brad Ausmus has had to get Miggy and keep Ian, some of his veteran players, off their feet because the score was so lopsided.
That's the first out. Beg your pardon, 13-4 was that score against the Yankees, not 11-4.
That was that David Price start, wasn't it?
Yeah. They lost 12-3 to Chris Sale and the White Sox. Two balls, no strikes on Jose Ramirez. 1 for 2 in this game. Single, sac fly, RBI. In there, a strike, 2-1. Pulled on the ground, it's through, a base hit. 3rd hit of the inning now for the Indians. It's April in the D on Fox Sports Detroit. Join us again tomorrow. Round 1, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Red Wings face off against the Lightning. Our coverage begins at 5 p.m. with Red Wings Live. Red Wings Lightning tomorrow at 5 p.m. on Fox Sports Detroit.
What happened last night? That happened quick, didn't it?
It happened real quick with just a little bit of time left. Did you end up going?
No, I did not go.
I didn't either. I know a few of the Tigers were there. There's a ball high to Michael Bourne. Miggy was there, Jabba was there, J.D. Martinez, Jose Iglesias, a bunch of guys over there. Bounce back up the middle, see if they can turn 2. There's 1. Nope. Too much speed for Bourne, and it wasn't hit hard enough.
And that feed by Iglesias was a changeup to Hernan Perez.
2 outs for Kipnis.
I mean, it's almost like he was indecisive on whether he was going to take it or not. He just kind of flipped it up there.
Strike 1 on Kipnis. Couple of singles, couple of ground outs. What's going on here? Balk has been called on Albuquerque. So that'll move the runner to second. What do you do?
Looked like he stopped and started. Started and then stopped, excuse me.
Kipnis waits on an 0-2. Pulled on the ground at first. Romine gobbles it up. Albuquerque covers. And retire the side. Not before they get two more. The homer by Chisenhall. Live history in New York. First place Yanks take on the first place Mets. The Rangers look to put an end to Sidney Crosby's season. The Mavericks take the court without Rondo as they try and avoid an 0-3 hole against Houston. You can see Fox Sports Live tonight at 11 p.m. on Fox Sports 1 or see it simulcast on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. A whole lot going on tonight. Fox Sports 1. Here's Atchison taking over now.
Atchison pitched in 70 games last year out of the Tribe bullpen and had a good year. And he's off to another really good year this season. He's been in 6 games, has not given up an earned run yet, 5 strikeouts, and he's only given up 1 free pass.
Martinez, Cespedes, Romine.
Atchison also pitched for Terry Francona when Tito was managing the Boston Red Sox.
The 0-1. Breaking ball outside. Well, Terry Francona has to feel good about the offense perking up tonight.
Yeah, so does Ty Van Berkeley, the hitting coach.
Atchison is 39 years of age, out of Keller, Texas, born in Denton. And if you were to grow a beard, I'm sure there would be some gray in that beard.
You got that right.
The 1-2 sails inside. 2-2 on J.D. Martinez. Got Mike Aviles now taking over in left field for Brantley.
Didn't look like there was anything the matter with Brantley's back tonight, did it?
No, not at all. 3 hits, an RBI, couple of runs scored. Fly ball, left field. Aviles on the run. Ooh, he's going to get there. In the gap in left center field, Mike Aviles runs it down. 1 away for Cespedes. Who do we have tomorrow? Alfredo Simon
and Trevor Bauer.
Game 2 in that series can be seen on Fox Sports 1. By the way, a couple of birthdays we failed to mention tonight, Rod.
Who?
Omar Vizquel.
Yeah.
And Mick Billmeyer.
Okay.
Yeah, bullpen coach and the first base coach. Cespedes lays off. There's Omar. Omar does not like the cold.
Not at all.
Even with gloves on, he's trying to keep his hands warm. 1 ball, 1 strike. Have we found Mick? Yeah, let's give Mick Billmeyer some airtime. Find bullpen coach of the Tigers.
He running from the camera.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Soft line drive, caught it short by Ramirez.
Ooh, he had some hops.
2 up, 2 down.
For the love of elevation.
That is the second leaping catch made by a middle infielder tonight for the Indians. Kipnis made one earlier.
And Cespedes has hit 3 balls right on the screws today and has nothing to show for it.
This is Romine's first at bat. Playing time has been hard to come by for Romine.
Don't know for sure, but Romine might get a chance to start tomorrow against Bauer. Bauer can be tough on right-handed batters. Brad Ausmus might want to get one more lefty in that lineup tomorrow night.
Romine has had 4 at bats, 2 out of 4 this year.
The only start he made was against the Tribe. Had a really good game.
Rolled towards second. And Atchison's going to have himself an easy 1-2-3 inning. 8 full in the books. Let's go to the 9th. This one, they ran away with it with that 6-run 5th inning. And they got a great start tonight from Salazar. Albuquerque goes back to the hill. And he will face Mike Aviles here in the 9th inning. And Aviles looks at ball 1. First at bat tonight for Aviles. Hitting in Brantley's old spot. Albuquerque touched up for a double and a 2-run homer in the 8th inning. A little bit outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Tigers certainly need Al to straighten out. His ERA was over 8 coming in. And is in there for a strike, 2-2. He's given up a couple of home runs now this year. Here's the 2-2. Bouncing ball to short. Iglesias almost fell down, and it is not in time. Was picked down there by Romine, but he's safe. Fans, don't forget to follow the Tigers all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. That is up to the moment, at any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, and a whole lot more. Get At Bat for your tablet or smartphone.
I don't know exactly what happened here with the shortstop, Iglesias, but he got to the ball, and then for whatever reason, it seemed like it slipped or didn't make the throw across the diamond.
They have ruled it a base hit.
Gonna challenge it?
Well, they are. They'll challenge this play here. It appeared that Iglesias just slipped.
Yeah. Just lost his footing.
Close.
Close enough to challenge.
Call on the field is safe at first base. We'll see if it stands. This one didn't take long to figure out. Oh, they called him out. Take a base hit away from Aviles. And there's the glove. Man, was that close.
Really close.
Whoa. One out, nobody on. Here's Carlos Santana. It'll go to the backstop. Two-run double for Santana plus a walk tonight. 2 runs scored as well. Anthony Swarzak is warming up in the Cleveland bullpen. Brandon Moss waiting on deck. And he lost him on 4 straight.
Here is our 1-800 Call Sam call of the game. Brandon Moss had really good career numbers against the Tigers, so they went out and acquired him to play against Detroit in their right-handed pitching, and he has done his best work all season tonight. He doubled his first time up, drove in 2. That was the very first inning, and then he later hit a 3-run home run. 6 home run he's hit here at Comerica Park.
High, towering fly ball to right field. That one is way back, and guess what? It is gone. Man, oh man, Moss absolutely loves this ballpark. His 2nd home run of the night. He has 7 RBIs tonight. That is the 2nd home run that Albuquerque has allowed.
I don't know what's wrong with Albuquerque, but he better get it together. That's a fastball that's just right down the middle at 93 miles an hour.
Murphy grounds one foul. 13 runs on 15 hits for the Indians this evening. And here are the updated career numbers at Comerica Park. Scary good, 465.
I shortchanged him a homer.
0-2. Fly ball center field. Anthony goes under it, and Murphy is out. 2 away. There is some action in the Detroit bullpen. Blaine Hardy is warming up. There's Lonnie Chisenhall. Chisenhall got Albuquerque with a 2-run shot in the 8th inning. Strike called, 1-1. The 15 hits in the ball game today, the most the Indians have gotten in a game this year. And easily the most runs. Their previous high was 6. They have 13. Rolled foul, 2-2. There's a bullet hit to right field, but straight at Martinez. That'll end the inning. 2 more runs in on the home run by Brandon Moss, his second of the game. A 7 RBI night tonight for Moss. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. When it's time, come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. Wellside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. And by Paul Blart. Mall Cop 2, starring Kevin James. Now playing. You know what else like the Indians offense? They have 13 runs on 15 hits tonight.
Only 3 left on base. How about that? 15 hits, and they have basically driven in everybody that's been out there.
So the Tigers coming up here in the bottom of the 9th. Jerry Sands will take over in right field, and they've got a new pitcher as well, Anthony Swarzak.
And a former Minnesota Twin, Anthony Swarzak, checks in with an ERA at 3.86. 7 strikeouts for Anthony and just 1 walk. He's always had really good control.
He'll face Castellanos here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and Nick looks at a ball inside. 6 Tigers hits tonight. That's been it. And Castellanos has one of them, the home run, providing their only run of the game. Fouled away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthony Swarzak, the former Minnesota Twin. a strike call. Tigers tonight have had the home run by Castellanos and 5 singles. That's been it. Salazar dominant tonight for the Indians. 11 strikeouts for their right-hander. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 the count. Iglesias waiting on deck. That one just missed. Swarzak spent parts of 5 years in the major leagues with Minnesota. Swing guy, was used both as a starter and reliever, mostly a reliever last year. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. One away here in the 9th inning. Well, tomorrow the Indians take on the Tigers in a game you can see only on Fox Sports 1. Then it's the return of the Subway Series. Yankees take on the Mets. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on America's home for baseball every Saturday, Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Here is Iglesias, and he takes a strike 0-1. Indians are closing in on their 6th win of the season. They came in at 5-9. Tigers 2 outs away from losing 4 straight, which seemed highly implausible.
The way they got off to, what was it, 11-1?
Yeah, they were untouchable. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bang that one off his foot, and down goes Iglesias.
He went down like he got shot. It hurt too.
Kevin Rand, the head athletic trainer, top step of the dugout, but looks like that's as far as he'll get.
He's going to have to walk it off. I'm wondering if it hit him in the shin, the left shin. He's in a lot of pain.
He has that protector there, but it must have missed.
Iglesias missed all of last year with fractures in both shins.
Oh, is that the knee?
He got him good.
Ouch. Bouncer knocked down by Swarzak, but he's going to have no play. And Iglesias, pain and all, is able to hustle down the line. Well, here is the upcoming matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet tomorrow on Fox Sports 1. Pretty good one.
A couple of guys that have not lost yet. Trevor Bauer's got a fastball that can get in the mid-90s, but he's also has a curve, a slider, changeup, a lot of strikeouts this year, but he's also walked a lot of people. Alfredo Simon has been tremendous.
Here's Anthony Gose. Slicing that one foul out of play. Ghost did have a base hit and a steal earlier tonight, but Salazar struck him out 3 times in his other at-bats. Swarzak ready with the 0-1. And it's fouled back 0-2.
And Ghost's going to have to lay off that fastball up in the strike zone, or he's going to get that same pitch tomorrow.
Oh, 0-2 on Ghost. Got him, strike 3. And Anthony fans for the 4th time tonight. A couple of strikeouts for Swarzak.
A swing back fastball at 93 thrown by Swarzak.
Here is James McCann. He'll get his first at bat. Ball one. McCann batting 136. Swarzak hits the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. After tomorrow's game, the two teams wrap up the series with a Sunday matinee. Lobstein and Carrasco. 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Swarzak ready with the 2-1. There's a base hit to right field from McCann. He goes the other way. And the Tigers have 2 aboard now. They'll bring in Hernan Perez. 1 for 9 this year for the Tigers in limited playing time. And Perez looks at ball 1 high. Swarzak with a 1-0. There's a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. Royals lead the White Sox tonight 2-1. They're in the top of the 6th. No fisticuffs have been reported tonight from Chicago. That's good news. Here's the 1-1. Line to right field. And Jerry Sands hauls it in to end the ball game. Tigers in the 9th. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. Cleveland comes into town.